Okay, so if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to know how to make, get down, talking to my dog, how to make a ledge or a curb or a piece of concrete, something skatable. When I say skatable, I mean for skateboards. It's, you know, shit's crusty. Stuff is crusty. The spot I'm gonna be working on today is supposedly an OG spot for my city. I live in Shreveport, Louisiana. Let's just get to it. So this ledge right here, you can kind of see that it goes, there's like some moss and some lichens, some bacteria buildup, and then it kind of goes away. Well, this ledge was skated a long time ago, like back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, probably 20 years ago. This side, you can see it's kind of white on top. That's because I came here over the weekend and rubbed on it with this rub brick. You're gonna want to get you one of these. I've used the crap out of this one, so it's not very good anymore, but you can get one of those. You can use a beer can. Some people say you can use a rock or an actual brick, like a red brick. But what you want to do is you want to go in a rubbing motion back and forth. You want to let your tool do the work. You don't want to push too hard because you'll wear your equipment out really fast, which is what I did. And I kind of thought about it later. And, you know, in construction, you want to let your tools do the work. You don't want to work too hard because then it kind of takes away the purpose of the tool. So, essentially, you're just going to do that until you knock all of it, the crustiness off, until it gets to a nice smoothness. Once you do that, it's going to take some time to get it right. I find the more you rub on it with the brick, the better. You're not going to hurt the ledge by continuing to rub on it with the brick unless you just got like some really crappy concrete. But yeah, and keep rubbing until you get it nice and smooth. It's going to take a while. It's not going to happen like within 5 minutes. I mean, it might, depending on the kind of concrete, but if it's a ledge, like it's old concrete, I mean, it's going to take a while. So you're going to rub on it, and once you get it rubbed all the way down and smooth, you're going to want to make sure you clean it. So when I say clean it, I mean like with a broom or like a blower or like a brush, something to really get all that dust that you've created off of it. Because when you apply the lacquer is going to stick to that dust and it's not going to adhere to the concrete. And then your wax is going to gum up. It's just not going to work right. So I'll explain that a little bit more here in a second, but for right now, I'm going to rub on this ledge a little bit more. So I'm going to wear this mask because rubbing concrete, when you rub the concrete, it throws particles up into the air, and that's harmful silica dust that deposits into your lungs, and it never comes out. It does not come out. So that's cancer. So I'm going to put this mask on simply to keep the silica dust from, I don't want to breathe it in. I came here last week and rubbed on it, as you can see, and I was hacking shit up for like 2 days. So I'm not trying to do that. There's my dog. Bean! She's driving. So now I'm gonna take the broom and I'm gonna knock all the dust off of it, and then I'm probably gonna rub it down a little bit more because I wanna make sure that this is really smooth before I put the coat of lacquer on there. PPE, I don't wanna breathe this crap. So that's a lot of the dust. There's still a bunch here, kind of. actually really, really freaking smooth. I'm sure it will like nose slide and tail slide pretty good, but I want it so that I can grind it. And I want it so other people can grind it. So I'm gonna rub it down just a little bit more on the sides and stuff here too, just to be sure. That's all I'm gonna rub on this. That takes a lot out of you. That takes a lot out of you. So, whew, I'll put the rub brick up. Hide my evidence of property destruction. I'll put that mask up, but I probably need it because I'm about to knock the dust off the rest of this crap. So, set my phone up at a different angle. I'm gonna brush it this way. Take my broom and really dust this down and knock all this off. Should be a pretty sick ledge, man. Lots of dust. Gonna force it, and it ought to go. It ought to go pretty good, but I really just need to get the sides. This down here looks okay. It's not terrible. This right here, there's like a little wave right here, and your wheel will get hung up on that if you're trying to, you know, slide slide of some sort besides like a board slide, nose or tail. Your wheels will get caught on that. So I'm gonna rub that a little bit more. All right. It's pretty smooth now. So, and there's not like really any dust coming up off of it when I brush it. And there's not really any dust piling up on my hand. There's a little bit there, but I'm not really worried about that. Down a can of clear enamel. Man, you can use all kinds of stuff for this crap. We're gonna see how this works. I heard this is one of the best stuff to use. So I'm gonna try and use this and see how good it holds to this concrete. So you don't wanna just like glob this stuff up on there. You wanna make sure you get like a good, even spray. You don't wanna get your can too close. I mean, you can do all that, but you're just gonna be waiting longer for it to dry. Personally, it's better to put in a few light coats, essentially. So I just want to cover the whole thing. I'm gonna go ahead and just get the whole thing covered and let a base layer of this stuff get on there, set and dry. And then all my other coats are gonna stick way better. So before the camera cut off, my phone decided that it was going to fill up with storage. My storage was going to be full. But a car was driving by, and what I was saying is I don't want to get in trouble for property damage because I'm rubbing concrete with a mason brick, and I'm spraying what appears to be spray paint to them, to someone who doesn't know, on some other property that's not mine. I'm wearing like gym shorts and a t-shirt. Clearly I don't work here. I ended up getting a coat put on, let it dry for a second, and then I added another coat. I went ahead and sprayed like the bottom part down here a little bit because I want it to look like as not sketchy as possible. See, people are just driving by and crap. Like, what is this lady even doing? She's like looking over there at that preschool, all sketchy like. I also realized that there's this air conditioning unit right here that that is making an awful noise in the background because I played one of these videos back to see what it looked like, and it sounds terrible, so I'm sorry. Yeah, it's pretty wet on there. You can kind of see it down there. It looks pretty smooth. The wetter spots, the spots that appear more wet, are actually the spots where the concrete is the smoothest too. So I'm gonna let this dry. It's gonna be pretty hot today. This ought to be dry by the evening time tonight. I'll probably be able to come back, add another coat, and then tomorrow we might be waxing this, and hopefully I can get some homies out here to session this thing. I know I've got several tricks in my mind that I want to do, but I can't because my knee. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get better health wise, and I'll catch you guys later in this video. May do a part 2. So yeah, that's how you rub brick a ledge or make a ledge skatable. Yeah, you just rub it down with the rub brick, spray some lacquer on it. Make sure you clean it off before you spray the lacquer on it. Let the lacquer dry. I could probably put wax on this ledge as soon as this coat was dry, and it would skate fine. I don't want to do that because I put a lot of work into doing this, and I want to make sure it's done as best as it possibly is, so I don't have to keep jacking with it to make it skatable. So yeah, like I said, you can put wax on it as soon as it dries, and you could skate it now. I mean, is it going to grind that good? It'll grind all right. You're going to have to break it in, but it'll do better if I can get this other coat of enamel on there before I wax it. So I'll check you guys on the next one. Appreciate your time. Like, follow, subscribe. Yeah, later.